Next up is Cloud Sonar. Unfortunately, Takenori is not available for us right now, so we're going to watch the video and comment without him.
Olympic. This is Takenori Sato, a principal support engineer at Cloudin. Thanks for watching my demo video of Cloud Sonar for HTM Challenge. Here's my contents. So let me first explain what is Cloud Sonar. Cloud Sonar is a tool that allows you to monitor your server health via simple ping responses. Cloud Sonar provides a server status, file values, and an alert. So here are problems I'm going to tackle. So for server health monitoring, often monitoring items are too many or too specific. On the other hand, even if you have a bunch of monitoring items, you still feel they are still insufficient. A heavy big data analytics sometimes triggers errors. For example, Spark and Hadoop, they have a resource manager, but which is based on fixed memory or CPU capacity, not based on dynamic server load. And fixed timeout complicates your server configurations. Suppose you have multiple servers across data centers, then a server on a remote data center should have a longer latencies than a node on a local data centers. So that's how you have to fix various timeouts based on its locations. And here's an ideal solution. Simple and few monitoring items. Allowed only, but only when necessary. Provide a health status by number. So let's see, my Cloud Sonar could be an ideal solution. So this is my demo on an EC2 environment. Oops. This is a Cloud Sonar directly. It contains jar file and log4j and run script. So let's run like this. So it produces 3 logs, FD, HTM, and Sonar. FD means failure detector. It produces file values, server health statuses, and HTM CSV produces predictions and anomalies. So let's see HTM.csv. So as you can see, it produces actual values, and predictions and anomaly score for each service. So how does it work? This is a graph I made based on my sample. Gray bar means anomaly score. The range is from 0.99 to 1. And blue line means actual values. And orange lines means predictions. So as you can see, for example here, actual time went up and HTM show a bunch of anomalies, and for each spike also HTM shows anomalies. And here actual values went down, but also HTM detected such a change and show some anomalies here. And it went up, and we went down again, and anomaly score again. Even for this small change, small spike, HTM detects non-anomaly. So here's conclusions. Confirmed HTM is very good at detecting a slight change of ping response time patterns, but needs more tests. So I will make more tests like daily patterns, weekly patterns, and monthly, seasonal, yearly patterns, which is more realistic in practice. So thanks for watching my video.
All right. Thanks, Takenori. So one thing I noted from that, if you're looking at that chart, there was the initial jump from one amplitude to another, and then it jumped back down, and then it jumped back up again. That second jump up was no anomaly because it had seen that jump from that level to the other level before. So just wanted to point that out.
Well, I asked him about that, actually.
Yeah?
He said there was an anomaly, but his score was 0.975. So it is invisible in the chart. So he has a threshold higher than that to highlight.
That threshold is something that you can tune to whatever domain you're trying to apply it to. We use the threshold at a very high level in Grok for IT analytics, but I've seen other applications where it should be tuned down further to prevent those false positives. Any other comments or questions on this? I think this is an interesting application using just ping. I mean, you really don't need much integration with another system to ping it.
I thought it was a clever data source.
Yes.
I wasn't convinced the utility yet. I wasn't certain. I couldn't tell. But it was clever in the sense of really simple thing to do.
I should mention that
Generate data.
There's another member of our community who has worked with a service called Pingdom, which pings things, and it just tells you when your services are up or down, and it also has a history of all of those response times. And that was an application that he wrote, a year and a half ago with HTMs with NuPic. So this isn't a new idea, but
So they did that with HTM too.
yes.
I wonder if you might measure server performance better if instead of just a ping, you actually loaded a small JPEG so that there's at least a normal data load that would be representative of how users would be using the server, so you can see if users are getting good response.
Or you could do it
So
just
if the
to
disks were really slow,
Right.
You'd know that.
Or just to test network responsiveness from one node to another, doing something like that, pushing a small piece of data from one place to another.
Yeah.
I think it's a clever idea to make data as opposed to find data.
Yeah.
True.
And so, the idea, we could extend that to other things, like you just suggested, Bill, but there are other ways you could say, hey, the data doesn't exist here, but we will make it somehow. Interesting idea.
Well, it's an interesting future application, perhaps for motor feedback, where you're pinging in different ways, pinging different parts of the network.
Yeah.
You're moving your eye around, and
Yeah.
you can start to get creative from there.
Anyway, it's interesting.
Okay, thank you, Takenori. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, got